Welcome. We are ready to get started today. Good morning, everyone. My name is Jeff Huey. Welcome to our Knology Education event. We found this a lot happening in the technology industry, and it can be overwhelming to business people. So we hope these sessions can bring some direction to some of the software that you use and own. Today's topic is punch up your presentations with Microsoft PowerPoint 2010. Our goals today is to get more familiar with the capabilities of PowerPoint 2010 and start using these new features in your next presentations. Today's topics, we have quite a few to discuss. These were emailed to you, and we will get to these in more detail soon. I really don't want to regurgitate that over and over. A little bit about me. My name is Jeff Huey. My role is to manage the field technicians, the ones that go on site day to day, and to help solve out-of-the-box technical issues so the remote service desk techs can be effective at what they do, which in the end helps our clients have a positive IT experience. I have been doing managed services for over 10 years, and I'm excited that Drew is giving me the opportunity to help with the Knology Education series here at P&L Technologies. Enough about me. I'm really excited about our session today. We have a good turnout, and that shows people are interested in using the software that they own and making their presentations punch. All right, so a quick overview here. Here's how things will work today. This is a record, listen-only event to ensure all participants can hear me clearly and understand the topic. It's no secret we're all very busy, so we will ensure we keep this event to approximately 30 minutes. However, it may extend beyond that depending on the content. If you need to leave at the 30-minute mark or before, we will be sending the recorded session out to all participants for later viewing. You can also share that with some of your colleagues as well. If you have any questions, if you could please save them towards the end, and please use the chat function when we're ready to ask questions. We will spend some time at the end to talk about as many as we can. When we're all done, we will introduce a future topic that will help you, that you might be interested in viewing later. At the end of the event session, a short survey will be sent to your email, and we hope you will take the time to fill it out. We love feedback, and it will help us make future sessions more educational. The webinar will be broad in spectrum, both novice and intermediate users of PowerPoint. We hope you find this fun and educational and can take away something you can implement right away into your business. All right, let's get into today's topics. So what are we going to cover today? If you're like me, you want an easy way to create nice-looking professional presentations with graphics that get the audience's attention. In addition to graphics, understanding how the new transitions and animations will help captivate your audience. We will also go over adding video and other visual elements to your presentation. Another key to any application is saving time and being more productive with it. So we will show you some save design time options that will make your job that much better. If we can show you some new tricks, features, or a new workflow that can save just 10 to 15 minutes a day or more, or lower the hassle for you, this webinar will be well worth it. To benefit from this webinar, commit to taking at least one new item that you feel you can incorporate into your daily routine to either get more out of PowerPoint or save you some time. If you don't currently have version 2010 or 2013, this is an upgrade that is well worth the investment. See me afterwards, call me, and we can give you a competitive quote. Now, I will say on my computer, I do have both versions. I have 2010 and 2013. So if you're kind of on the fence or you want to try out 2013, you can actually install both of them on the same system at the same time. So in my case, I can't just double click on a PowerPoint file. I have to actually access it from the start menu, but I'll kind of show you that as we go through it. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and switch my screen to screen sharing mode. I'm going to go ahead and share my whole desktop because there'll be a few things besides PowerPoint that we'll get into. All right, so we're going to kind of go through creating high quality presentations with stunning graphics, and I will kind of incorporate one of our topics, which is to save design time and increase effectiveness. So I will be showing you each ideas to save time, design time throughout the presentation. I won't have like a separate subtopic on that. I'll just, as it pops up, you'll be learning ways to save time. We all want nice, professional, and high-quality graphic-intensive presentations. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my stunning graphics PowerPoint. All right. So first, we're going to go ahead, we'll go down to slide 3 here. These are basic graphics that were imported, and that's the original graphic. Now, we made some changes to the tone, the saturation, and the color. And how you do that is you select the graphic, you just click on it, you right-click, and you go to Format Picture. And actually, I did exactly what I said I shouldn't do. I am in the 2013 version because I double-clicked it. So here's what I need to do. I need to go to All Programs, Office 2010, and then open it through PowerPoint 2010. And then I'm going to have to open it this way. Sorry about that. All right, so back to the slide. So basically, you select the slide, right-click, Format Picture, and then what you're going to see is picture color. And there's saturation, tone, and color. And you can actually get a little preview when you click this little drop down of what it will look like. You can change the color, tone. You can actually change the temperature. I mean, this is a little bit probably, a lot of people may not use this feature, but it is kind of nice because you can, if you don't like the color of something or it needs to work better, possibly with your logo or your template that you're using, you can kind of manipulate it to work towards your advantage. Let's move on. Picture contrast and correction is the next theme. A lot of people, they do want like pictures to be brighter or sharper, more clearer. So adjusting the contrast is another way you can make your graphics punch. You go to the same area, Format Picture, and then it's under, let's see, where's that? Picture Corrections. So you can change, sharpen, and soften the picture. And you can get a little preview here, or you can actually adjust it manually on the fly. And then as you do it, it will change the picture for you. As you can see, the contrast picture there, you should be able to see it kind of get real blurry, it's too soft, or if you want to make it super sharp and super clear. You can do the same thing with brightness. There's some presets, and then you can also customize it. All right, background removal. This is probably one of the coolest features that I think any non-graphics artist person can take out of PowerPoint, which would be a person like me. I may be great with servers and operating systems, but I'm not a graphics person. So I really liked this feature when I learned about it. So basically what we have here is a picture with a background, but we just want the picture of the bird. We don't want the gray. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up here to Picture Tools, and there's a Format. Now over here to the left, we have Remove Background. We're going to go ahead and click that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get the box outside the picture completely. However, what we have to do is we have to mark the object we want. So we're going to go ahead and mark Area to Keep up here at the left. We'll click that. Then we're going to be presented with a pencil. Now you don't have to draw like in some of the older versions. You had to actually buy a separate mouse pad that had a pen and all this stuff. But here you just click. So I'm just going to click the tip of the wing, and then I'm going to kind of just click every ½ inch or so, or if there's a major like turn, I'm going to click the top of the turn so it gets each little piece. And I'll just kind of click away just so you kind of get an idea of how quickly that you can do this. I can actually do this and talk at the same time, which is quite amazing. They've made it really, really nice for us non-artistic types. All right, so now I'm going around the wing and then back to the front. So I've marked my object. All right, so now we want to basically mark area to remove. All right, we've marked it, and now we've moved it out. So as you can see there, we've cut it out and no more background. So I really like that feature. I hope you can appreciate that one. That kind of moves us into the next section, which is, if you have that picture cut out, now you can put it on a different background. So as you can see, these are separate pictures. These are 3 completely separate pictures. And so there's normally when you do this, you'll paste in some pictures, but the bigger one might be on top. So we're going to bring that to the front. And normally, so when you paste stuff in, something's going to cover up something else. I'm sure you're pretty familiar with this. So this is our background picture. We want to bring that to the back, and we want to bring these 2 to the front, so they're in front of it. So I'm going to go ahead and right-click these 2 pictures, and I'm going to say bring to the front, and it will now be in front of that background. Right-click, bring to front. So that's how you do that. Now, to make it easier to manipulate your document or your new picture that you just made, we're going to group all 3 into one object, so we don't have to move 3 pictures around. So basically, you're just going to select the whole thing. And so you click the first one. Now you're going to click Control on your keyboard. So you hold down Control, and then you click the other 2. So now all 3 are selected. Let go of Control on your keyboard. Right-click, Group. Now you're going to group them. And now you can move the whole picture in one unit. All right, so that's how you layer objects. And you can bring them to the front and bring them to the back. If you wanted to make a change, maybe take that picture out. It'll still, let's see, something didn't apply correctly. Oh yeah, it did, never mind. And if you wanted to ungroup it, you would just right-click again and ungroup. And then there you are, you can manipulate each one. All right. We're going to move on. I think, let's see. Okay, so there's just a couple other things I wanted to add. You can do different picture options. So if you just click any picture that you have, you can go up here to Format, and then you can change the way it's orientated. You can give it a border with different colors. Picture effects. These are kind of cool. If you want it to have an inner border, an outer border. I really like the reveal one. You can kind of give it more of a 3D effect. You can actually rotate it too. So those are some cool things depending on. Reflection's kind of nice because it creates like a mirror effect. So those are just a few little things you can do with your actual pictures if you're wanting to do that. All right, let's move on to the next portion, which is transitions and animations. Making your slides pop and transition well can really get your audience to focus and listen to what you have to say. So obviously here we have a plain Jane. I've made a new slide with no background, just white plain Jane with some text and some objects. So first off, I'm going to apply a design. So if you go home, you can do layout. Actually, not layout. Shoot, I did the same thing. I just double-clicked on it. Sorry. We got to go to 2010. All right, that's better. So we have layout. And you can actually change the layout if you want. You can put a title up here. You can actually give it a design. So you can change the whole design, colors. We'll just kind of stick with that one. All right, so let's get into animating text. So to animate your text, like right now if I did down here at the bottom right, show slideshow, it's just going to show your text. That's all it's going to do. So we want to animate the text. So the first thing you're going to do is select your text. Then you're going to go up here to animation. You'll see an animation tab. And you're going to want to choose your effect. So if you just kind of hover over all these different effects, it'll give you a preview. I'm going to go ahead and do fly in. Now you can do effect options. And for something like this, I would probably fly it from the left. And then you can do preview. So that way you don't have to actually start your slideshow. I think in the older versions you had to. It's just a little easier just having that button right there. So if we want to view that, we can click the little presentation slideshow down here. So you're talking, that's your title. You can click spacebar, you can click enter, you can click your mouse, and there it'll fly in from the left. All right, moving right along to charts. All right, so if you want to animate the chart, but not just the series, so basically just these lines right here, you can actually do the lines only. So what you're going to want to do, first I believe you have to select the whole chart. So we're going to do fly in. Okay, from the left. Now we want to select each line, and we're going to have that one fade. All right, so I've clicked all four of them. We'll do a preview, and then I'll kind of go over. All right, so all of them kind of just snapped and popped. But you just want these three. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and make one slight change. For some reason, it's not working well with me. All right, so I'm going to click each bar. Over here is add animation. I believe that's what I'm wanting. Fly in, select the third one, fly in. Okay, so my main point was you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4. The first one is bringing the whole graph in, and then 2, 3, and 4 is each line. So what you want to do, if you just want the lines to pop in, you're going to want to select number 1 because that's the whole graph. And I believe you can remove that one. By series is how we wanted to do that. That's what I was missing. That's how it's going to look. So that's how you do it by series if you're doing a graph. All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, so this one's pretty cool. You can animate shapes, which this is basically just a shape. I did insert shape, and I selected an arrow. I believe it was this one. That's how I created that shape, and then I copied it by selecting it, doing Control-C, and then you can do Control-V, Control-V, and you can just paste it multiple times. So that's how I got it in there quickly. That's one step you can do to make your design time quicker. So if you want to copy something, you click it, and you can obviously right-click and do copy, or you can just do Control-C on your keyboard and then click anywhere and do Control-V. So if you just want the object to pop and not the actual graph, let's say you want to point out a particular graph or a particular line for, let's say we'll talk about Susan, her sales were through the roof, and we could, basically what you're going to do is you're going to click that little object and you want to emphasize the arrow. So what you're going to do is go to animation. You're going to click it. And you're going to apply some sort of animation. So we'll do fly in. Then we'll do from the left. Now, if we had to do that to these two, or let's say there was 10 of them, that would take quite a lot of time. So another way to increase your speed and design time is to click the object. We've already applied something to it. Now we're going to double-click Animation Painter. You have to double-click it. If you just click it, then PowerPoint assumes you want to just apply that to one other thing. But since we want to apply it to 2 or more, you have to double-click it. So I've double-clicked it. Now it basically wants me to click All right, so I double-clicked it, and then I clicked these 2, and it basically pasted the value that I had on one to whatever I clicked on. So, I mean, in theory, you could pretty much click just about anything. We'll go and do a preview. You can click the preview button down here, or another quick thing you can do is Shift plus F5. All right, so we're going to talk about animation objects today. Click your arrow. All right, so that's basically how you apply one animation to an object and quickly put it down to other objects without having to manually do it every time. You can use Animation Painter. All right, so the last slide, we're going to take text. And this will probably be more applicable to most people. Oh, you got to, once you're in the Animation Painter, you do have to get out of it. Let me close out and reopen. For some reason, it's not letting me disable that. All right, so we are back to the text. All right, so this is an example of reformatting. It's actually really easy to do. You just highlight your text that you want. You want to make it nicer looking, without having to go through a bunch of work. So you just highlight it, right click, do convert to SmartArt, and you can kind of make your text pop. So just select any of them, and that's just one quick way to make your artwork look a little nicer. So hopefully that's beneficial to somebody. If you don't like the way it looks, you can actually click up here on the top left, undo change. And you can click it, just keep going back, and try something different. You can actually just select multiple, and it'll give you a little preview. So you don't actually have to click anything until you actually like what you see. That one's pretty cool. So that's taking text and animating it. All right, so we'll go ahead and end that part of it. What I would like to do is show you one other thing that's outside of the PowerPoint application, but it applies. If you go out on the internet and you go to office.microsoft.com, this will be a huge time saver for you. You can get files and templates that are pre-designed that you can easily change, so you don't have to create them from scratch. I'm going to go ahead and show you one that I don't really have time to show you how to do it, but if you download it, it will show you. It's called Split Picture. It's a transition effect. So basically what you do is you can search for it, and then right here is download. You'll go ahead and click download, and then you'll click it, and then you'll just do open with PowerPoint. Now it's going to open that file. And so basically here's how it looks. So you can kind of, basically the object of this is it takes one picture and it slides it from left to right. It's this really sweet transition. I'm in PowerPoint 2013 right now because I just hit open. It's the same concepts. If you click slideshow, I'm going to go ahead and save this and show you in 2010 because it is a little different. I do apologize. Split screen. All right, so if we click this animate or slideshow, you'll see when I click my arrow key, the picture will slide, and you'll see the other part of it. So it's kind of cool if you have to explain a concept or maybe a before and after type thing. Maybe you are a interior designing company, or you make things for people. You can show kind of like your before and after, maybe a little portfolio slide set. But the cool thing is it tells you how to do it. So if you do view notes, it actually tells you how they did that. So you can kind of print that out, and then you can do it yourself. The other cool thing you can do on office.microsoft.com, if you go back to the main page, click Templates, click PowerPoint, and if you scroll, there was an area where you could see all of them. I think if you click click the arrow here to the right, because it's going to default to PowerPoint 2013. If you do see all, you'll be presented with PowerPoint 2010 and also the other versions if you're still on some of the older versions. So now we're in a filter mode and just viewing the 2013 templates. So you can pretty much just click any of them, and then you'll have a pre-designed template that you can use. We'll just go ahead and click this one. We'll download it. Just click open. And so right away you're presented with a template that you can change the text on the fly. So that will change you some time, save you some time. Okay. Now we are going to add visual elements such as video and screenshots and just some other visual elements. So I'm going to go ahead and open PowerPoint 2010 correctly, the right way this time. Then I'm going to go ahead and open my slide. All right, so I haven't really done a whole lot. This is kind of a blank PowerPoint, and I'm going to kind of show you a few things you can do. We're adding visual elements such as video to keep your presentations easier and more presentable. A lot of people, what they do when they show a video is they'll minimize PowerPoint. They'll be in the conference room. They'll have a screen that's up with a projector, and they'll either change the input source to like a DVD player, or they'll switch their application to a browser such as youtube.com, and then they'll show it that way. Some people, they would rather just keep it all in one application, so it's just an easier transition, and you don't distract the audience that way as well. So I'll go to this blank one, and I'm going to go ahead and minimize the notes. So we'll just call this visual elements. And we're going to go ahead and if you click this, I want to just delete it. So I'm going to click it and delete it. I want to do insert. Now there's a couple things you can do with visual elements. There's an actual feature called Insert Screenshot built into PowerPoint. Any program you have open on your computer will be available. So if you click under Insert Screenshot, right now I don't really have anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just open, maybe I'm creating some instructions on how to use the VMware vSphere client for some of the text on the service desk. So I have that open. It's in the background. I'm going to do Insert Screenshot, and there it is. So I'm going to click it, and then I'm going to come up here. I'm going to move it. I'm going to add some text over here to the right so they know how to open it or how to configure it or run it. And then my next slide will be the next screen. So that's one way you can do it. Another way is Windows 7 has what's called a snipping tool. If you go to All Programs, Accessories, there's a snipping tool. So before I open it, I want to see what I want to snip. So that will be shown. I'm going to open my snipping tool. Now the snipping tool will actually let you grab any part of your screen. So I just want to show this part. So I cut that out. I do Edit, Copy, and then I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint. I'm going to right-click, and I'm going to paste it. So that's another way, is the snipping tool. Kind of cool. It gives you a little bit more flexibility. Instead of the whole screen, you can cut out certain pieces. Another cool thing that you can do with a graphic, if you click the graphic, click Format, now you're going to come up here. We're going to crop it. So yeah, you can crop it left, right, up, down, but you can crop the shape. And this isn't the greatest picture to crop the shape, but let's just see what our options are. We could make it a circle if we wanted to. That's not the best picture, but it gives you an idea of what you can do and how you can crop it. And I don't like that picture, so I'm going to go back. But so that's cropped a picture, kind of a cool feature. Certain pictures look nice in other designs. All right, so we're going to talk about embedding a video. I think a lot of people want to do this. They just don't know how. So there's two options here. I mean, obviously, everybody uses YouTube. I'm going to cover a local file because there's some people, they have maybe a video from their iPhone or Android phone or something like that. So if you click, there's a couple ways. There is actually a slide template that gives you little buttons that you can click. We're going to assume that this was just a flat design. We're just going to do a new slide, and we're going to call it title and content. So right down here, there's a little video, insert media clip. Now there's sample video built into Windows 7. That's what I'm going to use. I've also saved it in my little folder. And I'm going to go ahead and click insert. And all you'll really see is a black screen. You won't actually see the video until you put it into preview mode. So I'm going to do Shift F5. And then you may see the video. I'm not sure how it's going to look through the webinar. It doesn't look like it may show. Yeah, you got to click play, sorry. And there may be options to automatically play it. I believe if you right-click on the video, you can set some options like that. So I'm going to escape out. You can format the video. So if you right-click on it, then there's some video options. You can actually change the brightness on it and some of the colors. I think for the most part, when people are making a video, it's mostly set when you render the video. So depending on the source of the video, that's already going to be preset. So that's one cool feature, but most people that I've ran into, they want to know how to embed a YouTube video. So there's a couple options. First, I guess we'll discuss linking and embedding because they're two different things. We'll get out of here. We'll go to YouTube. So I've already went to YouTube, and this is basically a client testimonial video that some of our clients did for us. And on any YouTube channel or YouTube video, you'll see share. So obviously you can share it with Twitter, LinkedIn, all those places, but you'll see a link. Now all this is a hyperlink. You can copy it. You can open up your email. We'll let that open. And you can email it to somebody, or you can paste it as a hyperlink. And so somebody could basically click on it. We'll let that open, and we'll send it to myself just so you kind of have an idea. It's taking a little bit to open, but you'll go ahead and just do new. Check out this video. And then you paste it. And then you click enter, and it'll hyperlink it. So basically when somebody gets the email, they'll be able to click on that link, and it'll open right up. And that's what you're going to want to do for email. And there's no way to really embed that. You don't want to embed that. It'll probably get blocked by spam filters and virus protections because a lot of viruses are embedded. But links, however, are not. So it's going to click it. It's going to open it right up. It's going to automatically play it. I'll go ahead and pause it. We'll go back to share. Now embed is a different feature. Embed is where it actually gives you the code. So this is a really, really cool feature. You could embed that into a website. You can embed it to an application such as PowerPoint. There are a couple tricks to it. You do have to click this checkbox, use old embed code. If you do it this way, it won't work because PowerPoint doesn't understand the iframe code. So just click this. So then what you're going to want to do is you're going to grab all this code. And I'll go a little slower on this part. So that's the code. You don't need to understand code. I don't understand code. I know a lot of what I call code monkeys. That's all they do all day is look at lines and lines of code. That's not what this PowerPoint presentation is about. It's just how to embed, a YouTube video. So click Use Old Embedded Code, select it, copy. Now you're going to go back to PowerPoint. We'll go back to here. We're going to click this. We're actually going to do it a different way. If you do Insert, Video from Website. So I'll kind of leave that up there for a second. Insert, Video from Website. Now it says insert a link to a video. Copy the embedded code. It says right there. So I'm going to go ahead and paste that. Now the only trick to YouTube with this feature is it does not put the HTTP colon in the link. So you have //www.youtube. You have to put your cursor in front of the first backslash, type HTTP colon, and you have to do that anywhere you see the backslashes. And there should only be 2 of them. The second thing you have to do is you have to change the version from 3 to 2. And you'll have to do that twice as well. The reason for that is because the version of PowerPoint and the compatibility of the code with YouTube, they just haven't talked correctly yet. But the old version that YouTube used to link these, they had a 2 in the link and it always worked. But since they've changed their website and redesigned it, you basically have to tell it about the old version. Once you change your code, look it over, HTTP colon whack 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 3 to 2. All right, we think we're good. We're going to go ahead and do insert. It's going to go ahead and talk to YouTube, and it's going to put it right in there. We'll go ahead and do a little presentation, slideshow. And go ahead and click it, just like you are on a website, and it will play. So the other cool thing, we'll escape out of here. So obviously you can make it bigger. It probably will not let you move it around, but it probably won't let you fill the whole screen. But you can get it kind of in the middle there, and then see if it will play at that resolution, and it will. So I don't know. I like that feature. There's a lot of customers that like that. It's unfortunate that PowerPoint makes it that difficult to do. But since it's using code, it kind of makes sense because code is just tricky in general. So we'll escape out of that. All right. All right, so that's embedding versus linking on YouTube. You can also add audio. A lot of people don't use this feature anymore, but some do. So you can do audio from file. You can record audio. That's probably the coolest feature. If you have a microphone on your computer, you can record your voice. You can also do clip art audio. Most of these are pretty generic. They're just certain sounds. So maybe when you transition from one slide to another, you want it to make a certain noise to get the audience's attention, you could do that. And that's about it. I think it's time for questions. I'm going to go ahead and move back to presentation mode. And we're going to move on to questions. So does anybody have any questions? If you do, just go ahead and chat them in. I know we went quite long, but we did have a lot of material, so hopefully people got something out of this, and it was very productive. I do see one question. Is there an easy way to apply a change from one slide to all of them so you don't have to duplicate your work? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's, let me go back to sharing mode. So we'll open 2010 PowerPoint. We're just gonna, I guess I'll just open one of my previous slides. I'm a creature of habit, so I don't use previous files because a lot of times with me, they're not in the same location because I'll move them around or I'll put them on a thumb drive or something. So I'll go ahead and do this one. Pretty plain Jane. That's likely how you're going to see it. Let's do transitions. We're going to split it. We want to apply that to all slides. So you're going to see transitions. You're going to click it. Then over here to the right, you'll see apply to all. So now when you go into slide mode, it's going to apply that transition to every slide so you don't have to apply it individually. Let's see if we have any more questions that came in. All right, looks like we have a few more. Looks like one is, I don't know if I'll really be able to show this one, but they have people that need to edit slides. Currently at the present time, they have to save and exit, let the people know when they can make changes. You know, hey, I'm out of the file. You know, that's kind of what a lot of people do. There is a way so multiple people can make changes to the same file all at the same time, but it does require SharePoint. So if you're using Office 365 or the new 2013, you probably have that already, but it allows what's called co-authoring. The server basically keeps a central copy, and it records each person's edits, and then you can actually see when other people are working in it, and then it merges them. So that's kind of a cool feature. Let's see, another person sent in something. They want to be able to view 2 slides from the same PowerPoint presentation simultaneously. So they want to have not 2 separate files, but the same file, and they want to make, say, one change. Maybe the only change to the file is a few things like the city or the location, the remote office. I can probably go ahead and show you that one. That'll probably wrap it up. Let me go back to sharing mode. All right, so assuming I'm in this file and I want to duplicate it, I believe, if I remember right, if you go to View, I believe you can do New Window. Yeah. So that'll let you, you'll see it right here, Transitions and Animations 2, Transitions and Animations 1. So it basically takes that same file, duplicates it, and from there you can kind of manipulate it depending on your situation. So if we have any other questions, I will probably get back with each of you individually and separately on those. Let me get back to the presentation mode. All right, so to wrap it up, so if you have any additional questions, again, feel free to call me or email me. My email is right there. So if you want your question answered, I will look into it and I will get an answer for you. Just shoot that over to me and we'll get that taken care of. We will be sending this recording out, so please pass it along to anyone that would benefit from it. It will also be posted on our website, www.pltechnology.com. I hope you've enjoyed this session, and I do look forward to joining future events. The next one will be Productivity with Microsoft Excel. There'll probably be a lot of accountants in there that will know a lot more about it than me, but I will do my best to get those basic productivity functions out using Excel. We have not decided if we're going to do Excel 2010 or 2013, but we hope to see you in that event. Thanks again for your time, and enjoy the rest of your day.